G'day guys, Ashley from Tackle World Miami here. And what we're here to talk about today is the new whale mitigation policy with rock lobster fishing in WA. Now, the first rule that you've got to comply with, again, lots of questions about this lately, is you're only allowed 2 floats. So none of the days of having a third one in the middle, 2 floats, and remember, like the old days, same rules, you must have a minimum letters and numbers of 150mm. So a 200mm float, 2 of those, happy days. Now, the new policy starts with a maximum length of 20 metres. That includes from tying to your bridle, the whole length of your main line, right out to the end of your float ring. That combined length can now only be 20 metres. Any longer than that, and we have to make some changes. This will get you out to about 15 metres at max in depth. Things we can do when we want to go longer in ropes to keep our top half of our rope hanging in the water. The cheaper option, and if you're pulling by hand, is to simply splice a good snapper sinker into your rope section halfway down. You can splice it in and out, you can run it nice and tight. This will work well if you're pulling your pots by hand. Simple, you'll be compliant, no worries, ready to go. But if we're pulling our pots with a winch, you might like to consider this, lead line. This is lead core rope. Looks just like any normal rope, has a tiny strand of lead down the center of each one, makes it negatively buoyant, holds it down vertical in the water, keeping it compliant. What we look at doing is floats on the top, your section of lead line, keeping your top half in the water, floated straight down, and then we'll tie just normal rope onto the bottom half of that, connect that onto our pot, which lets us fish to any depth that we wish to. Simple as that. Maximum of 20 metres here. You can splice a snapper sinker in at any time to keep it simple. If we've got a winch and we want to make it fish a bit wider, chase things outside, 25 metres in the whites, etc., you'll need to look at things like lead line. Tying your top half of your rope of lead line, bottom half of your rope normal, and Bob's your uncle, you're compliant. You can go out there and get them.